Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode with me right here on the Facebook page of CCL Pharmaceuticals. I am Munib Nawaz, and as you know, we've covered some really interesting topics so far. We've discussed mental health, which is really, really important. We've discussed physical health. I hope you guys have been taking notes, and I hope you guys have been implementing the things that the experts have said. Now, today is another very important topic, and I'm super happy that the CCL Pharmaceutical people have allowed somewhat of this sort of conversation to take place. Rather than just telling people to wash their hands and being safe and being home only. What to do at home is very important. How you fuel yourself is really, really important. Happy Ramzan to all of you and all your loved ones across the world. I think it is very, very important that we understand one very important thing: nutrition and fueling yourself in the right sort of way. The key is that we forget or we change our complete lifestyle in Ramzan, and we forget that the diet of the 11 months is one thing and Ramzan diet is another thing. I'm going to be talking to a dietitian, Awan, today. She's also a nutritionist and she's really good at what she does. So get your head space cleared out. She's going to be telling you about what to eat during Sehri, Iftari, and how to keep yourself hydrated, supplementation, all the good things that you need to know about how to fuel your body, and that is nutrition. What goes inside your body makes you who you are. If you are going to be alert, you have to eat food that makes you alert. If you're going to eat food that makes you slouchy and lazy, then that's on you. That's your decision. I'm going to try to get her on in just a bit. We're going to talk about nutrition, supplementation, what to feed your kids, how to maintain a balanced lifestyle. We're also going to be talking about some fad diets which are around the world right now. Everybody's falling into that. I don't think that's a trap, but hey, who am I? I'm just going to touch upon those topics. Kids, nutrition is very important to me, and I hope to you guys as well. I think that's very, very important. How to source food, if she can guide us, that's something that is very, very important and personal to me. Source of food is really, really important. Hello, Khadija. I'm going to get her on. Is she here? Assalamu alaikum, are you here?
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, I see you. How are you, Ji?
I'm fine. How are you?
Very good. Happy Ramzan to you.
Thank you. Happy Ramzan to you.
How are you? How's everything going in Ramzan through the pandemic, through the lockdown? Tell me a little bit about how has your life been affected in the last few weeks and months?
Well, as we know that coronavirus is undoubtedly pandemic now, and it's a very different experience for all of us. Either it is a Ramadan or before a few weeks back. But the health is the most important thing, and the health should be the priority for all of us. And the guidelines, whatever have been provided at the government level or at the provisional level, that should be followed at any cost. And we have to stay at home, we have to work from home. I can understand that there are various kind of factors that are affecting people psychologically as well. Different factors are affecting their health as well, like the financial burden or the workload as well. But still, I would like to say health should be your priority, and try to avoid the extra over stress so that you may lead towards the healthy Ramzan.
That is so true. Health is wealth. That is so true. I hope we understand that you start with you, and that's the very, very important notion. I want to start very basic with you, Khadija. I want to ask you, what is a diet?
What is a diet? If I replace the word diet with the food, so food is something that is all the time in our minds, and everyone needs food all the time. But the basic thing is this: what I would like to highlight: keep eating, keep yourself nourishing with the food, but your selection should be the wise. Go for voice selection when you are planning your diet plans. When you are nowadays everybody is asking for weight loss, because in normal routine they don't get time to maintain themselves, and they want to utilize the quarantine period to maintain themselves. But I would like to suggest, don't be a victim of fad diet. don't be a victim of any kind of crash diet, because at this stage there should be no compromise regarding your immune system. Your immune system is the basic thing that can protect you right now. It should be improved, it should be enhanced, and the factors should be.
So that's very cool. What I want to get at is basically, you know, when you talk about Ramzan, you talk about a lifestyle, a change in diet that is almost unprecedented and so weird for me at times, because I'm like, you know, you eat a certain thing for 11 months and then all of a sudden the whole world just changes, and all you have to do is just eat the samosas and the pakoras and the deep fried food and the parathas and the, you know, all the stuff that we generally do not consume. So I want to ask you about how and why does our diet requirement changes, or diet eating habit for that matter changes during Ramzan?
Ramazan is basically a very big change, because we are going to fast for more or less 15 hours, and we have to take the adequate nutrition within 6 to 8 hours. So it's a dramatic change in your life pattern. It's a change in your sleep pattern. So obviously we have to get in with that schedule. If weight loss is not our agenda, then generally males require 1800 calories to perform their daily basis activities, and female require 1500 calories to perform their daily routine work. Now the issue is, during Ramadan we have to schedule all the required calories from iftar to seher. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about the two factors. One is the quantity and one is the quality.
Very important.
The quantity. Now what about the quantity? So from the whole portion, we are going to have 40 to 50% our calories, or we are going to cover 40 to 50% our calories in iftar time. Okay. And 30 to 40% in our seher time. Okay. And the 10 to 20% is for the late night snacks, like that. Okay. Now this is about the portion. Now come to the selection of the food. Okay. So if we are going to talk about the the macronutrients, then yes. There we have the carbohydrates, there we have protein, there we have fats. So all the year people are kept talking about what is the intermittent fasting. Give me the plan for intermittent fasting. Give me the high protein diet. Give me the high fat content diet. So I would like to suggest, don't indulge yourself for any specific group of food or any specific kind of diet. Every group of diet has its own importance. Every group of diet has its own role for our body. So don't skip the carbs, or don't skip the proteins, and don't skip the fat. In fact, in Sehri, go for high protein diet and high content of fat, but the good quality of protein and the good quality of fat.
So that's really cool, and I want to come to that because that's something that is very, very important. Because you mentioned, I want to quickly ask you because a lot of people, you said 1800 calories are required for the average male and 1500 calories for the female. But what are those activities for the average male and the average female, and what are calories? Matlab, how did we start counting these? And because, obviously somebody who's a labor intensive person, who's a thinking person, obviously should require different amount of calories. So I want to ask you, what is a calorie? And then I want to ask you, I actually want to skip ahead to what is high fat, high protein, good quality sehri.
Calories, basically, you can say that the energy that we get from the food.
Okay.
Right?
It's the measure of the energy.
It's the energy that we get from the food, from the nutrients, from all the nutrition what we gain. We use the term calories.
Okay. Cool.
Now it's a very broad range, as you know. Diet planning is a highly customized thing. Okay. It's a highly individualized thing. We cannot recommend on general basis. It depends upon many irreversible and reversible factors.
Wow.
Some factors that you cannot reverse them, and some factors like smoking or physical activity, you can manage that.
That's very cool. So I wanted can you, like you said, you require about 40 to 50% of your intake for sehri, or iftari, I want you to tell me, a quick example of a generic healthy sehri, like you said, high protein, high fat, and then a generic healthy iftari with all the macronutrients that you said.
Right. As I said before, it depends upon upon your lifestyle. It depends upon your age. It depends upon your gender. It depends upon your socio-economic status.
Yeah.
So we cannot ignore any factor out of them.
That is so
and
true.
we have to be very careful. We have to be very alert while recommending something. But if we talk about on general basis,
Yeah.
then I would like to suggest you go for animal protein as well and go for plant protein as well. Why I'm suggesting protein? Because the transit time or the digestion time of protein in our body is quite longer as compared to carbohydrates. That's why I'm suggesting go for proteins. Those proteins which are biologically very highly available to your body.
Okay.
Go for organic chicken, go for fish, go for mutton, go for pulses, go for low fat dairy products. But
You said pulses. Sorry, are pulses also included in higher proteins?
pulses are proteins, and the lentils, we drag the lentils in the group of carbohydrates.
In the carb section.
The
That's very cool.
carbohydrates.
And I want to now touch upon the younger sort of audience that we have. I want to touch upon, if you are a child or a young adult, and if you're fasting or you're not fasting. And I want to talk about a general health situation, because I see so many kids eating a lot of junk. Like, I know everybody loves junk food, but I want to know, I don't even know if it's called junk or fast food, I think. So all I want to know is, how should we kind of figure out, because I have 2 kids, I want them to be healthy and alert. What are foods that make you more alert and more focused and more healthy for the kids?
Well,
And they're still yummy.
well, you are going to talk about the kids, but for me, this is the most technical group to have to that I have to deal. They are not easy to suggest something, to bound them. It's not a very easy thing. Secondly, it's a growing age. And the base of everything is very important. If the base is fine, then everything is fine.
Yeah.
And it's a time to develop themselves, and they are growing. They are getting height. They are for their mental development, for their overall health, for their good digestion system development. They need the adequate nutrition. They need a good quality of nutrition. But the drawback is that children are not focusing on that, and parents are not focusing on that as well.
Yes.
Nutrition is the most important thing, but at the same time, it's the most neglected thing.
Wow.
Parents are worried about their outfits. Parents are worried about their results. Parents are worried about their gadgets. But when here comes the nutrition, they have excuses. The maids are not coming. We are not early risers. We cannot get the whole wheat flour. So don't stop making the excuses. Unless and until parents stop making the excuses, this pattern cannot be improved.
That is so true.
To improve the pattern, parents and the aunts and grandmothers, grandfathers, they have to set the examples in front of them. They have to be the role models in front of them.
Yes.
If they are saying something else and they are expecting something else, that's not possible. And either we are targeting the kids, but indirectly we are targeting the parents.
We're basically also talking about ourselves as responsible people that we
basically parents should be aware, should be more keen to get what their children are eating.
I completely understand what you're saying, because yes, the supplier of the food
Exactly.
is the parent, but it gets difficult.
From where they're getting the exposure.
Yes.
If you're adding the sugar in the feeding bottle, that's you.
Yeah.
He or she is not asking for sugar, or she not asking for added salt on the mashed potato. So we are developing
he does.
we are developing their taste buds, and we are that's leading towards the good or bad digestive system.
That's very true. I'm going to hope that the parents out there can start to understand that this is our responsibility. We are not just feeding our children, we are feeding the future population
exactly.
of the planet, and whatever they're being fed is what they'd be growing. So hopefully we'll figure ourselves out with that. So I want to talk to you about what is being grown and what is not being grown in terms of supplementation, because there's a lot of stuff that we get to eat through natural sources, but there's a lot of stuff that probably is no longer available that our body needs in terms of micronutrients, as we know. So how can you tell us about a little bit about supplementation? How important is it? Is it important? If it is,
well,
how do we deal with that?
First of all, as I said earlier, we don't have good eating habits. We don't have eating good habits that lead towards the deficiencies. Patients, when report to us, they have the developed deficiencies.
Yeah.
Those deficiencies that cannot be cope up with with only food.
Okay.
So initially, as a nutritional supplement or as a nutritional support, you can say that supplements can be given. There is no harm in usage of supplements, in usage of good quality of supplements, but it's better to ask from your physician. It's better to ask from your dietitians. It's better to take your supplements after telling your clinical status, what you are, what you can afford, what is easy for you. Either you are easy with some kind of powder, either you are easy with some kind of capsules, or
yeah.
if you are reluctant to everything, then how you can manage, how you can compensate all the macro and micronutrients in your plate. And okay, fine, we have done with your plate, we have told you everything. Can you afford that or not? So if you cannot afford that, then I guess if we observe, then nature is serving us already. Nature knows very well. You can observe, you can get meat, eggs, yogurt, milk the whole year, including the pulses. But vegetable and fruits is something like that is seasonal.
Yes.
That is according to your requirement.
But don't you think the supplementation industry has grown to a point where, you know, there are all sorts of micronutrients and micro supplements are available at almost a lot of price points? We have, so I want you to tell me what are basic deficiencies that you deal with, and what are the, not just the precursors, but also what would you be suggesting to people to start taking in terms of, let's say, vitamins, let's say talk about some basic minerals and some other supplements that you think are deficient in our country?
Like
and
on
what are the supplements that are available?
While yes, on talking about on the general basis, because
yes.
As I'm telling you, okay, even the diet plan is a very individualized thing. Then to prescribe something is highly individualized, and it should be highly supervised. But on general basis, if women are feeling lethargic or fatigue, or they are thinking that their nutrition is not optimum for them, or not optimum level, or their workload is higher as compared to the quality of nutrition they are taking, so go for once a day women. And if the same issues are going with the males, then they may go for once a day man. Nowadays, as we are highlighting the immune system, to boost your immune system, so to boost your immune system, if we talk about the vitamins and minerals, then your vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin K, they are highly important. If we go towards the minerals, they are the iron, selenium, manganese, copper. They are very important and highly recommended, and your food should be like that provide you macronutrients as well as the micronutrients.
So you mentioned the vitamins part, and you mentioned the minerals parts. What I want to know about is there a particular sort of vitamin that is needed, and what, for instance, the lack of vitamins in your body, what does that cause? Like, you know, like we all know that, you know, the lack of iron in our blood cells causes
anemia.
Yes,
anemia.
it does. I was just checking if you were still alert. So what do the lack of vitamins cause? Like, for instance, take the lack of, because, you know, when the corona thing happened, everybody was talking about vitamin C, how that boosts immune system. So I want you to quickly tell me about that, because I have a couple of two very important questions after this that I want to touch upon.
While talking about the vitamins, as I told you earlier, vitamin A, C, K is very important regarding your boost system, but the vitamin D is also very important, and we are very lucky to gain that from the sunlight. Our lifestyle is like that. We can get the benefits of the sunlight. So the importance of vitamin D should not be neglected, and it is highly recommended to maintain your good vitamin levels. You may get that from food as well.
Khadija, can you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Oh, hello. So you were saying, we were talking about vitamin D. I lost you there with some internet issues. What were you saying? Tell me.
Yes, I was talking about the importance of vitamin D. That vitamin D is also very important for your body, for your development, for your brain development. Vitamin D has a very important impact on your immune system as well. And nowadays everyone is talking about the immunity. Everyone want to enhance their defense system. So vitamin D plays a very important role. We can get the sources of vitamin D is diet, obviously the seafood diet, but majorly we can get the benefits from the sunlight as well to maintain the optimum levels of vitamin D in our body. Physical activity plays also an important role. The rest of food groups also plays an important role to maintain that level. Either with the vitamin D, your calcium intake is good or not, your vitamin C intake is good or not, or are you taking the vitamin B group,
and even minerals for that matter.
Even the
but
minerals.
Is there because I've been reading a lot about the fact that Pakistan has a major vitamin D deficiency, even though we have a lot of sunlight, 7 to 8 to 10 months. So is there a supplement that we can use or something like that?
Exactly, as I told earlier, sometimes patients do report with such a level of deficiencies that cannot be replenished at once, and to replenish that we need some nutritional support or nutritional supplementation. So we can go for the vitamin D supplementation as well, like dextran D is very good to compensate those deficiencies both in the males and females.
That's very good. And I also want to now touch upon, thank you so much on that front, because I think it's very important that you mentioned that it not only builds immune, but it also helps brain functions, which is very cool. I want to talk about fad diets, which is something that is sort of uneasy for me, but is also something that's just around so much. There's so much marketing of these fad diets. There's this keto, there's paleo, there is pescatarian, there's vegan, there's vegetarian, there is some other thing or the other keeps popping up. What is your general take on these sort of fad diets, and how do they affect different body types?
Exactly. I would like to start from the weight loss agenda.
Okay.
So everyone is crazy to reduce their weight and to get a very body like heroes, for the males, and the zero figures are very in the females. So all the diets are basically for the weight loss. All the diets are basically for the
the aesthetic value of it rather than the emotional value.
Exactly. They are not focusing the clinical status. They are not focusing the longer term results of any kind of fad diet. They are not focusing their impact on their vital organs. They are just asking for shedding their pounds and for reducing their inches. So the craziness for the weight loss leading towards the different kinds of diet, because your body get immune to only one kind of diet. So you have to change that, you have to change the mode, you have to recalculate the things, you have to redesign the things for your client. So that's why someone is giving you, okay, now try the vegan diet, okay, now try the high protein diet, okay, now go to the water diet. But being a clinical dietitian, I would like to suggest don't indulge yourself into any specific kind of diet or any specific kind of food group. All the food groups are very important. All the food groups have their own role in the body development, main development, in the maintenance of blood sugar levels, in the maintenance of blood pressure, in the maintenance of homeostasis. So don't go for any specific kind of group. And if in some cases you have to quit something, or in some conditional cases you have to add something, don't take that, don't go for that in for the longer run, for the longer period.
Okay.
So
like
get the experts' opinion to avoid the harmful effects.
I think that's the most important thing. We end up taking these diets from the internet and from various sources that are unverified. And I think the key for everybody listening is to make sure, I know you guys have lots and lots of questions and you're sending all your questions here as well, but stick around. This conversation is for us to gain as much knowledge from her as rather than just asking simple questions. I wanted to ask you about how important is it to I want to ask you something very basic. I'm sorry if I'm taking this at a very, very, very basic level. What is and what are eating disorders?
Eating disorders. So
because we don't know, sometimes we end up eating too much. Sometimes we end up eating too little, sometimes we are eating in moderation, but our bodies aren't thriving. We're not being able to do our functions the way we want to. How do we know there is a disorder?
As I told you, that diet is the basic requirement of your body. So we cannot live without diet. We cannot live without food. But one point, whatever we are eating, it's telling our body. If you are eating something good, our body feels good. If you are eating something bad, our body tells that either we listen or not. Okay. So try to listen your body. Your body will tell you what is good for you and what is bad for you.
I think that's
Secondly, I would like to suggest everyone generally try to add colors in your diet. So what are these colors? These colors will add up from the vegetables and from the fruits. Yeah. So try to add colors in your diet, because these two food groups are very good source, are the best source of minerals and vitamins.
Nice.
Secondly, if you go towards the fat diets, it lead towards the malnutrition. So what is the malnutrition? Generally, it is thought that she or he is very lean, so they are malnourished. But actually, if someone is overweight, he or she is also malnourished. Okay. So the imbalance leads towards the malnourishment. Okay. The imbalance of nutrition, the imbalance of nutrients, the imbalance of your meal pattern, the imbalance of your the quantity of the meal. We have our body has a rhythm, nature has the rhythm, and we have to cope up these two things. There should be a time of your breakfast. There should be a time of your lunch. There should be a time of your meal before you sleep. So if you don't bother if you don't schedule the things, if you don't get the adequate nutrition, what is your requirement, then it lead towards the nutritional imbalance, and it lead towards the imbalance of the nutrients, and then you will be diagnosed as being anemic patient, or osteoarthritis, or you may have the vitamin C deficiencies, skin issues, hair fall, epigastric discomfort. Then the diagnosis will develop.
As you start to scare people away and me, I want to stop you there, and because I know how food can cause so many issues and can solve so many issues as well. I think thank you so much for your time. Obviously this is Ramzan, and this is the time where we're trying to figure out what our body needs in a shorter period of time. Tell me a little bit about how important it is to hydrate ourselves, and how much do we need? What is the basic consumption level that everybody should be consuming in terms for a healthier lifestyle?
Basically, when we talk about the groups of food like carbohydrates and protein and fats and vitamins and minerals, at times we neglect to talk about water or to talk about the fluids. But these are very important factor, and to nourish your body, to supply each and every nutrient to each and every cell of your body, water is the medium.
Wow.
Water is the requirement.
And water does not have calories.
And water does not have the calories.
That's very interesting, because you said that nutrition is calories, water is nutrition but has no calories.
But has no calories, but
That's so cool.
it's a supplier of all the nutrition you are taking. It's very important. It's for your bloodstream. It's for your osmolality. It's for your electrolyte balance.
And it also regulates our body temperatures, and we've all read since the childhood
your
your
digestive system basically. Hydration has a very vital role in your GI tract. Your digestive system depends upon your hydration. You should stay hydrated. It also enhance your immunity, because nowadays Corona is the panic situation, and everyone is talking about the immunity. So we should not. Secondly, the one more thing, to take water is not as difficult as we have made it. Just schedule it. Just tell your body that you have to take it.
Yes.
You have to take it.
I think that's the way forward. We need to understand our body, and we need to tell our bodies that this is what we want you to consume. And hopefully when we start doing that, the body will start to sort of reciprocate, and we will work together.
And secondly, the way I was talking about the seasonal fruits and vegetables. So Allah Ta'ala has blessed us with such fruit content which are compensating the fluid content in this hot season and in this Ramadan season. You can compensate your fluid requirement by using the fresh juices, or by using the milkshake, or by making the yogurt smoothies. So to stay hydrated is very important, and water is the best thing that help you to maintain your overall clinical status, your overall your
wellness.
It's very good for your overall biology of your body.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking our time and giving us this so much information. I hope you guys have been enjoying this conversation, because I've been taking down so many notes.
One more thing, the number of glasses you have to take. So please try to take at least 6 glasses of water during Ramadan.
At least I would probably be pushing up to 12 nowadays, but hey, that's just me. And again, like I said, thank you so much for taking our time and discussing things with me. There was so much information. I hope to see you soon, inshallah. I hope you and your loved ones are well. Happy Ramzan again. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Happy Ramzan.
And for those of you who are still tuned in, I hope you guys were listening to this conversation really, really well. Stick around. We're going into the segment 2 of our show, which is all about the questions and answers. And with that, you will be getting a special prize from CCL Pharmaceuticals. So are you guys ready? I hope you guys have taken notes. I hope you guys were listening. I hope you guys were alert, because that's what this whole thing is about. It's not just about giving you information, it's about rewarding you. That's the structure that we're trying to build for ourselves, for our bodies. If you were listening, if you were paying attention, we want to reward you. So are you ready? Question number 1, and I'm not going to be repeating questions. They'll be on your screen along with the options. So get ready, start texting away within 10 seconds of the answer. Okay, question number 1. The percentage of water in the human body is option A, 60%, option B, 65%, option C, 70%, and option D, 80%. Your time has started, and I'm just going to start rolling with the questions because the questions are on your screen. Question number 2. Foods like burgers, pizzas, and noodles are rich in dash. A, minerals. B, carbohydrates. C, proteins. And D, vitamins. You know this answer. It's very basic. You know this. If you were listening, you get this. Question number 3 is coming up in just a few seconds. I hope you got that right. I see lots and lots of answers already, so I know. And remember one thing, only A, B, C or D answers. Do not write the whole answer because that's just the way we'll be gauging your results, okay? Question number 3. The component of the food which helps our body to fight against infection is called. That's a very important question. That's why I'm going to repeat this one only. The component of food which helps our body fight against infections is called A, protein, B, fats, C, carbohydrates, or D, starch. Okay? So, I hope you got the answers. Yes, I see. And that's don't write the full answers. Just write A, B, C, D. Question number 4. The disease caused by the deficiency of iron is called A, malaria, B, chickenpox, C, hepatitis C, D, anemia. I want your answers because we spoke about this. Question number 5 coming up. Vitamins and minerals are bodybuilding foods, protective foods, energy-giving foods, or none of the above. Okay? Yes, I see the answers. And question number 6 is, our body needs dash liters of water every day. A, 6 to 7. B, 2 to 3. C, 13 to 14. And D, 10 to 11. There you go. Drink lots and lots of water. It's the most essential thing she was talking about. It has no calories. Question number 7. Dash is essential for forming hemoglobin in the body, in the blood. A, iron. B, phosphorus. C, magnesium. And D, calcium. Okay? This is very important. Who wants to be Superman? Question number 8. Dash helps to maintain a constant body temperature in your body. A, roughage, which is also fiber. B, vitamins. C, energy-giving food. And D, water. Okay? We've been talking about some very important things over here. I hope you've been paying attention. Question number 9. What is the best source of vitamin D? A, salt. B, fish. C, desserts. And D, water. Best source of vitamin D. Okay, question number 10. Last one coming up. I hope you guys are ready. Where does digestion begin? A, stomach. B, spleen. C, mouth. And D, bladder. There you go. I'm getting your answers. I hope you guys, most of you are getting things right. I'm glad now. That's the end of the question and answer session. This has been a wonderful session again. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is me, Munib Nawaz. All I'm saying is happy Ramzan. I hope you guys start listening to your body. All I learned today was so much, and I've been so blessed during this Ramzan through these sessions by learning so much about myself, so much about my well-being. Thank you for all of you to be participating and engaging with us at the CCL Pharmaceuticals Facebook page. It's been super awesome. I love the fact that, the doctors and the experts have been telling us how important it is to listen to us, how important it is that everybody is unique. You are unique, so you have to understand what is required by you. Yes, there are lots and lots of supplements out there that will, and what I loved about today's session was that she talked about how supplements are support mechanisms. They're not just supplements because we don't even know what supplements stands for, what they mean. Supplements support our well-being, and if you want to go into becoming a better version of yourself, we are here enabling you becoming a better version of yourself through physical exercise, through mental exercises, through diets, through nutrition, and we'll be talking a lot more in terms of basic exercises, basic routines that you guys can follow to become a healthier, happier you. Now, this is me, Munib Nawaz, signing out for the time being. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful time ahead. Happy Ramzan. Stay safe, stay healthy, and like always, stay tuned. Be well. Khudafis.